Hi Whamo, my name's Matthew White and I'm the creator of the Bladefish and the Pool Jet. I'm going to go through some of the product features and give you a bit of background to the project itself and to myself. So firstly, who am I? Well, I'm a product designer and an engineer. I studied mechanical engineering in the UK to degree level. Then I went on to the Royal College of Art, which is supposed to be one of the best places in the world to do design, and studied for a couple of years a Masters in Design and Engineering. The course was linked with Imperial College, which is one of the best universities in the world, and learned how to take my engineering skills and add to that design so I could create total products, which is what I've done with the Bladefish and the Pool Jet. I knew Mayhem through my career as a designer. I've been working for 10 years developing all sorts of products for clients who range from B&Q, one of the UK's largest retailers, similar to Home Depot in the US, through to Coca-Cola. I've worked with them on projects, and to small businesses as well. And through all that work I met Mayhem, who obviously work on very innovative products, taking them to market, where others often won't bother developing new things. Mayhem will. And they were selling the Sea-Doo range of underwater scooters. They were dissatisfied with the quality of the product. I was dissatisfied with the design. I thought a lot could be done to make it more convenient for the user and to perform better. So I think it's good to give you an overview of how the project went from this decision with Mayhem for me to develop a new range of underwater scooters based around new battery technology right through to production. Batteries are fantastic because they keep their capacity, they're very lightweight, very compact, yet very powerful. And when you compare them to something like lead acid, which we have here, they just destroy it for performance and what they allow you to do with product design. This is actually a battery from the mid-range of the Sea-Doo products, 12 amp hour battery, which probably weighs around the same as an entire Bladefish, and this is just the battery. And of course you see it's big and bulky. Lithium with the same power and actually better performance and longevity and safety is probably around 1/5 or 1/7 of the size of this, and around 1/5 to 1/7 of the weight. So it's incredible. So to do that, I had to work out the performance, I had to discover which batteries we could use, and the ideal partner for that was a company I'd worked with for many years in manufacture over in China. Their head office is in Hong Kong, but their manufacturing facility is in China. And I'd worked with them in the power tool market and on various other products. They've made power tools for people like Black & Decker, Panasonic in Japan, and various others. Very high quality manufacturing and a very good development team, set of engineers that I'd worked with before, and a company that I could trust. Every model in the Bladefish range has a motor here, a belt drive up to the propeller, and the lithium cells inside are housed here, hence these pods around the top. So the motor is separated from the cells. Inside we have an intelligent PCB, which has a computer on board to monitor the cells, to control the power to the motor, and to take inputs from the user. And using these paddle shifters, just like on Formula 1 cars or maybe Indy cars, you shift gears going up and down, depending on how you click them, while developing the product. So I designed it so you have to have both hands on the product to be able to turn it on, and that means that no one can have their hand in here and turn it on and cause any damage or any problems. But also safety wise, we have the fixed grills front and back. I've allowed fingers to be put in here because if we close that off, if we made it impossible to put your fingers in, you make it pretty much impossible for the water to go through at high speed. So the efficiency drops so much you just can't use the product. I'll talk about the Pool Jet later, which is a little bit different in how I've implemented the finger guard, so it's safe. So for this sporting good, it takes you through the water very efficiently. Why is that? Well, there's no excess bulk on the product. What lithium allowed me to do was shrink the whole product down to what it had to be, which is this nozzle shape, which is called a quart nozzle. So you have this Venturi intake here, so it goes from larger to smaller, through to the straight housing for the propeller. So the water is sucked in and pushed out at higher speed. So you have a larger area going to a smaller area at higher speed. And on the outside the water flows around to meet up with the higher speed water. Now that's what you have to do to get high efficiency thrust in a product like this. So Most e-scooters will have a quart nozzle on them, but then you have this big bulky front to them which houses the battery, the electronics and the handles. Now, because the lithium's so small for its power, I was able to house it within the nozzle, so the Bladefish gets its look from how it functions, but also it gives it this aesthetic of a jet intake from a jet engine. So it looks dynamic and I hope you think attractive. Other features of the product, again for safety and for storage, came up with the charge plug. This little plug that you can put into the product to enable the whole thing. And if you want to completely disable it, for example if you're on the beach or by the pool, you don't want kids playing with it, you just remove the charge plug. You can take it away with you if you want, just like an ignition key. But it just means the product is completely shut down. No power can go anywhere, the triggers don't work. So let's just talk a little bit about recharge and how you get the energy back into the Bladefish. Lithium's great for charge. One of the problems with lead acid and some other batteries is that if you leave them long enough they lose all their power and you can't refresh them, they're dead. Lithium isn't like that. If you charge it you can leave it for months and come back to the product and without charging it still use it, so it's fantastic. Not only that, you can charge lithium very quickly, and there are differences across the range, but basically within 2 hours on all the models you get a really decent charge in there. So just to finish on the Bladefish, it's a great little product which is built from the ground up with engineering principles, latest technology, to create a product that's both fun, portable, convenient, well engineered, and we think the best on the market. So let me just now talk about the pool jet. Now the pool jet was an idea I had while I was developing the Bladefish. I'd done a lot of tests on existing products, knew a lot about lithium now and its application for underwater scooters, and I saw that the thing holding children's scooters back was the large bulky lead acid batteries and designs which often didn't maximise the efficiency of the power you were using. With a product like this, the danger is that the child can be dragged underwater. So with the Bladefish being around neutral buoyancy, it will just pull you under if you want it to. But with the pool jet, I designed it not to allow you to do this. So it's just like swimming. The kid has to try with their own legs or whatever to swim underwater. And the way I did that was to make the pool jet as buoyant as it is thrust. So for every pound it pushes, it has the same buoyancy pushing up. So if you point it downwards in the water and turn it on, it will just hover there effectively. It won't actually help the kid go under. It means it's a surface product. It's for the kid to go along the surface of the pool, and they have loads of fun doing that. My daughters would hold it on their bellies and go around and race each other, all sorts of things in the swimming pool. But it's safe because it won't drag them under. Not only that, when they let go of the triggers, they've actually got a very good float to hold on to, so they don't have that fear factor when they let go of the triggers. They've actually got something they can hold on to and will give them good buoyancy. Although we're not selling it as a flotation device, so we don't go on about that feature. It is very buoyant though. The other thing is, just like the Bladefish, the child has to put both fingers on the triggers before it will go on. And that's not to stop them putting their finger in and turning it on, because they can't actually touch the propeller. It's just to make sure they don't hold a stick in or something that kids may well do. But it's just one of those safety features. Now in terms of a child touching the propeller in the Bladefish is reinforced plastic. In the pool jet it's just ABS, so it's more flexible. So it wouldn't cause damage so much. But to get through the toy regs, you're not allowed to be able to touch a moving part like that. And in order to keep the performance high, as I've said before, other toy products will have a grating which doesn't allow you to put your fingers in at all, but then you will stop the water coming through. So they use a lot of power just trying to effectively push water through a sieve. We couldn't allow that with the performance we were aiming for. So instead, I moved the propeller back into the product, made the product a bit longer than it needed to be. That gave room for floats, but it also meant that with a large grill, which stops them getting their hand in, a child's fingers will never reach the propeller. And I went way beyond the regulations for that, so that you could never see a kid, unless they have really freakishly long fingers, touch the propeller. So that's the way it passes. So the buoyancy, the grill, the 2 fingers press, and also for toy regulations you have to have an LED to show that it's in operation. It would be good to interview a user of the pool jet, just to let you know. So Emily, do you want to come up? Come on. Now, you've used the pool jet, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where did you use it?
In France.
on
holiday.
Yeah. And was it good?
Yeah.
Why was it good?
Because I went really fast.
You went really fast, did you?
Yeah.
And did you just do a little bit, or did you use it a lot?
Use it a lot.
And who else used it?
My cousins.
Really? And did they like it?
Yeah.
And how old are your cousins?
6 and 8.
Lovely. And did they think it was cool?
Yeah.
And what was the best bit about it?
I don't know.
Lots of things.
Yeah.
Zooming along.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So thank you very much. There we go.
Finally, hi there. I'd just like to say that this is the greatest, coolest gadget around for this coming summer. It's lightweight, it's portable, it's compact, and above all, it's great fun.